I can just be, I'm that type of person that for 2 days straight I'll go on my Instagram and I will look for Liverpool profiles on Instagram, and I'll look for Liverpool businesses, Liverpool charities, regardless if it's criminally attached, yeah, see you later, but all the other ones, and I'll just bang it on my story without them knowing. I'll just bang that little Scouse business there, bang on my story, that Scouse initiative on my story, that cafe on my story, that Liverpool, din, 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 din. And I'll just flood my story with Liverpool initiatives to elevate them, bring traffic to their profiles, you know, encourage people to go and look at their as you're meant to be. Then people get harassed, and I get people messaging me going, can you take that post down please, I'm getting threatened. And this is what I'm up against, people. This is what you're up against when you're targeting organised crime groups. You know, they've got money in abundance, and they've got dirty brats willing to earn that money, and they'll do anything. And people with addictions come in all walks of life, and our estates hold every type of person in every walk of life. You know, you've got a doctor on our estate, and then you've got an ex-murderer. Do you understand? And everything in between. Your little geek with your computer on the coke, he can be the troll, and you're throwing him a gram every other night. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And this is the network that organised crime groups have got within your communities. They're well established. You know, they're feeding about 10 houses on this street, them drug dealers, and every one of them houses will stand the ground with these drug dealers and phone them when they see it on the road, and just seeing Darren there. Why? Because they all get something on the back of the business. And this is what I'm up against. I can walk in Liverpool and I can see just get on me and get on the phone, and I'll continue with my little journey through Liverpool to where I've got to, and within 5 or 10 minutes you're seeing cars with 4 heads in, scanning the area. Obvious what they're looking for. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And this is what I'm up against in Liverpool. And I've had a few close calls, you know, it is what it is. I've had a few close calls since I've been in the last 6 years, since I was allowed back in Liverpool. First 2 years of prison, I weren't allowed in Liverpool unless they draw a route on a map and give me a time I'd have to walk this route, and a time I'd have to walk back on this route to the train station. And every route the police were given to me on these licence conditions was the route where the enemies existed through Danny and Stephen. So I had to walk along Scotty. You know the dynamics with me in Scotland Road. I had to walk along Scotty, then I had to cut through Langy. I had to cut right up onto West Derby Road and walk down not West Derby Road, the road where it leads onto Everton Road, St Domingo Road, and then do a right. That's the route they give me to take. It was dangerous at that time, but it weren't as dangerous because I weren't screaming about the organised crime groups at that moment in time. I was just screaming anti-knife messages. Put your knives down. Don't harm anyone or yourself with a knife. That's where it started. So the danger wasn't there from the present. It still existed from the past. You know, the past dangers were still there. People still wanted me dead from the past and shit like this. But there weren't no present dangers because I was just screaming about the anti-knife shout, choose a life, not a knife. Eventually it's gone into the gun crime. And then when my licence is up and I'm in my Mars, within 2 weeks I'm identifying the local drug dealer and telling him he can't sell drugs on this estate no more. I seen him selling cocaine to a girl called Catherine. Before I went to jail, Catherine was about 7. I've got her out of jail. She's a teenager with 2 kids, one in a pram and one walking. And this little dirty scumbag that was grafting for me in the 2000s is still grafting over a decade later. Nothing's changed about him. Nothing. Still a little scruff with an habit, but he's killing people off on the estate. So I've just told him straight, I'm not allowing that. Don't let me see you do that again. He's moaned to my younger brother, your Darren's telling me to stop grafting, lad. My other brother must have had his fingers in the pudding somewhere. He starts fuming with me. You can't tell people you can't I? Who's going to stop me? So now the word's getting round that I'm stopping people from grafting on the Grisdale estates. No one can sell drugs on the Grisdale estates. My initiative is to prevent any more damage happening to the children on my community while I'm here. I don't want any more addictions. I don't want any more families destroyed. I'm trying to give back to my estate what I started, basically. Then those rats are running around telling everyone Darren G's starting graft, and he's not going to let anyone graft. There was no intentions at all from me to get into it. Then rats started spinning it, especially the knobheads who were my age and were still shook from their experience in the 2000s of me. They'd never been to jail, these shouts, and they just felt threatened for whatever reason, and they knew if I did start grafting, they would lose an awful amount of profit within a week. Do you understand what I'm saying? It wasn't me intentions, but they thought it was me intentions. And because these are rats, what they tried to do initially was pull me on board with them. So I got offered by two of the most relevant firms in the city at that time, murdering people all over the gaff, bringing tons of swag in. I got offered by them two sides that were killing each other to jump on board with them. So I had the bakers wanting me to dive on board with them, but they were trying to kill me before they hit the fan. This firm, what's his name? Rudy. So you had the bakers and you had the Rudys, that firm, two different firms. Both of them are trying to pull me on. The Rudys told me, because the Rudys used to be the bakers before Thomas Baker bumped them all. A couple of £1 million they got bumped for, and they wanted the dough, they never got the dough, so it went mad. These Rudys and that, I won't say Rudy because it weren't him that approached me, it was the kid that got shot dead later, Anthony Taylor. He's come and spoke to me, and he's basically said to me, that lot were planning to kill you when you got out of prison, meaning the Bakers. So Thomas Baker was plotting to kill me anyway when I was out of prison, without me knowing. He only found this out from this firm. Understand what I'm saying? Two of them, they asked me to jump on board. They got off because they told me what they had planned. That's why they got off. And then they got off because they were just scumbags. They only wanted me with them because they knew I was game with this. I'm fresh out of jail. I've got my youngest brother who owes me close to £250,000 encouraging me to jump on this with these. I've only been out of prison 2 years. This meant to be my brother that loves me, encouraging me to participate in this. You know it? I've refused. They panic, think madness that I'm going to start grafting and locking off. Instead of them dealing with me, they go and tell all the youngsters that weren't hating on me at all. Every time they see me, you're alright Daz, do you need anything lad? Bang bang. I've looked after most of them all their lives before I went to jail. I've got out, they're just aligned to a different firm, the Bakers. Because whilst I was in custody, basically, I'll tell you how it is, I sold me graft to the Bakers, and they got the graft and took everything with it, including the soldiers, including your kill course, including your fellows, including all of them game kids that have been used and been running around the city murdering people for them. They've told that firm that I'm saying I'm going to stop everyone grafting. I can feel a vibe straight away off all these youngsters now. First few months it's sweet, no vibes at all. What's happening lads? Now I'm seeing them acting different, feeling the vibes. And that's basically what they've done. They poison the minds of the youth to target me. All of a sudden, I've got dickheads who are 25 years old doing mad for the 40-year-old lads that are shocked of me. Do you understand? I've got all these crazy kids who don't even know me and I don't know them, appearing from West Derby and Lark Lane, trying to bear me gaff out, doing mad on the estate, just all mad provocative things to make me retaliate, make me run out and go mad. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is what they've done to me, basically. So the 21st of December, I'm back on the estate. Within them 3 months, all this unfolding. I've only been off licence for 3 months, all this kicking in. 21st of December, 17th of March, 21st of December 2016. It's when I bail that house in St Helens, get me clothes, go to me ma's. Notice that rat facing eyes dealing drugs, say something about it, set a vibration off. They probably didn't want to bring her because they know I'd bring her, because they thought I was going to graft and I weren't. They've tried to pull me on board. I've refused it. They've poisoned the mind of the youth who started making things difficult for me nephews. Not me. Started targeting Billy. Started targeting young Stephen. It got to the point where these kids that I'd never heard of in my life are grabbing me nephew whose dad had unalived themselves a few years before. I'm trying to be a father figure to this kid. So I want to protect this kid from these rats. These rats have been running around the area, putting people to bed, terrorising people, taking dough, stopping graft, all this. The Lamb, the Eves brothers. Now these work for the Kinnan cartel, and whilst I'm in custody they've got the area locked off. No one's saying shit to them. No one. I've got out Billy's round them, Billy's round Lamb, and I don't like that. I don't like my little 14-year-old nephew being used by this junkie, because that's what he was, just a fuckie that came from a junkie. And I'm not having him telling my kid he's in £3 debt because some weed's gone missing out of an house around the corner. I'm not having it. I'm not having this manipulating, grooming my 14-year-old nephew, having him in debt where he's himself to go out of the house. I'm not having it. And I let it be known I'm not having it. And I'm going out my way to locate this little rat, to let him know he's not getting away with it. I'm willing to jeopardise my freedom to protect these kids. You don't understand what they've gone through.